Apologies for that. On the news this evening, environmentalist says impact assessment ongoing at oil spill site in Aleto, Elemeluku government area. Security analyst links rising insecurity in Rivers State to 2023 elections. IGP orders swift operation to curb Ogun cult killings. Police inaugurate special investigation team to probe singer Mohbad's death. Rivers Chief Judge charges newly appointed magistrates to stay committed to delivering justice. And Labour Minister NLC in meeting to stop another industrial strike on the foreign scene. China sends top envoy to Russia for security talks. I am Constance Mega. 3 months after an oil spill in Aleto, Elemeluku government area of Rivers State, an environmentalist Anda Y. Ogosu says a post-impact assessment study is ongoing. Professor Y. Ogosu tells correspondent Soibio Ruwari that the study is to determine the level of damage to the people and the environment.
They are now discussing the technical issues involved in determining the real impact of that spill. That's the stage we are now, which is what we scientifically will call post-impact, because something happened some time ago and the trajectory will go depending on the tide. When you now want to carry out a study, it becomes post-impact study. So that's where we are now. And we have asked them, tell us the scope that you want to cover, study, because that's scientific. Tell us this. So when we will agree that, okay, this scope of assessment is adequate.
Well, Professor Y. Ogosu urged leaders of other communities affected by oil spill to adopt the Aleto method in getting the facility owners to accept responsibility whenever a spill occurs.
It took a lot of time because the community knew their rights and therefore insisted that the right thing was. The communities refused to be bought over. Some attempts were made to get some of the communities not to show interest in what the king of Eleme put on ground. When they found out that the resistance was much, the facility owner relaxed. We want other communities to learn from, if you would like to call it, the resilience or the knowledge of their little issue, so that they can start changing the modus operandi of the IOCs that always believes in divide and rule.
Well, Professor Y. Ogosu also asked the National Oil Spill and Detection and Response Agency, NOSDRA, to make public their findings from the Joint Investigative Venture JIV team on Aleto.
They will say it's human interference, sabotage, blah, blah, blah. But this one, they just couldn't hold on to that. They were convinced that they were responsible. So the JIV report is out, but I don't know if it is in the public domain. But I know it is out with NOSDRA, Rivers State Ministry of Environment. It is also in the purview of the authority and the commission. The JIV is in their possession. What is left is for NOSDRA to ensure that the explanation that was given in that JIV is followed through and corrected.
Well, our correspondent reports that community leaders and owners of a facility where an oil spill occurred in Eteo community in Elemeluku government area are expected to visit the scene of the spill again. In another development, a security analyst, Charles Nkotaria, says a recent online video featuring wanted members of a gang and their leader, David Okpara, popularly known as Tubaba, shows a lack of remorse for their criminal actions. As you may know, Tubaba and his gang are wanted in the killing of Aoda Divisional Police Officer SP Bako Angbashim. Mr. Nkotaria, in an interview with correspondent Emeko Otuka, is now urging security operatives to be strategic in seeking the arrest of the suspects to prevent further casualties.
Obviously, there's no remorse in them. And also, most of these people are under different codes, shams, and drugs. So I don't think they will ever look back. So there is need for the police to come up with a more robust intelligence, network and more surveillance. Obviously, these boys don't sleep with the hounds. They have their armories, they have their movement and so on. The police can take advantage on most of these things if they have a proper intelligence and more community relationship. Very important.
Well, Mr. Nkotaria also linked the increasing insecurity in the state to the aftermath of the 2023 general elections. He said many youths were armed during the elections with the sole aim of securing victories without adequately considering the societal consequences that would arise.
These boys were highly equipped by their political godfathers, or what you call them. They were used during the election and within the electoral process time. Now that the election is over, they resort to it and use them within their possession to carry out unnecessary actions and activities that is inimical to the society. The present CP is just reacting. He should be able to create avenues to create a non-kinetic security approach in Rivers State. Otherwise, you can't beat them.
Well, recall that on Saturday, another video of the gang responsible for the killing of the late SP Bako Angbashim surfaced. In the video, members of the gang were seen pledging allegiance to their leader, David Okpara, also known as Tubaba. It comes 1 week after the police declared the leader of the gang wanted. Well, still on this, the Rivers State Civil Society Organization has called on the police to treat citizens with decorum as they go about in search of the killers of late Aoda DPO SP Bako Angbashim. Well, chairman of RIV CSO, NFA George Well, in an interview, urged citizens to support the police with credible information that will lead to the arrest of the killers of SP Angbashim. He also said that they should support the Operation Zero Crime initiative of the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, Emeka Nwonyi.
Call on the natives and residents of Aoda East, government, the media, companies, and all stakeholders to assist the police to fish out killers of late SP Bako Angbashim, to support the Rivers Zero Crime initiative of the Commissioner of Police Rivers State, aimed at getting community support for the police to prevent crime. Without the police, the society can't function properly, and without the people, there will be no need for the police.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered swift operations to be carried out to curb the unwanted killings caused by court clash in Shagamu, Ogun State. Force spokesman Olumuyiwa Adejobi, in a statement on his X handle, said that the force will support the Ogun State Command with resources where necessary. While police in Ogun State say 7 suspects have been arrested after a raid led by an Assistant Commissioner of Police. Moving on, a social cultural group, Iwurona People's Association, is calling the attention of the Inspector General of Police and heads of other security agencies to the proposed hosting of Igbo Day celebration September 29 at a yet-to-be-disclosed venue in Port Harcourt by the two factions of Ohaneze and Igbo. The group, in a statement by its President General Monday Wehere and Secretary General Igwe Onyeche Woforum, said such a meeting by both factions of the Igbos is aimed at causing the breakdown of law and order. It said that the Igbos have 5 state capitals and numerous other cities where the Igbo Day can be held to honor their fallen heroes and not in Port Harcourt. The statement also said that the Ikwere people are not Igbos and there is no Igbo-speaking part of Ikwere land as claimed by the organizers. The statement recalled that the proposed Igbo Day celebration scheduled to hold in Port Harcourt in 2017 was aborted by patriotic Ikwere people, relevant government and security agencies. The statement further said that Iwurona People's Association has already set aside September 29 to remember Ikwere martyrs killed by Biafra forces during the Nigerian Civil War, and that there is the likelihood that the undisclosed venues may clash with its own venue for the Ikwere Martyrs Day. Away from that, the Rivers State Commissioner for Education, Chinedu Mom, says the state government has not authorized any form of payment for school registration in public schools. Professor Mom said this today on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire, and he urged parents to report any instances where they are required to pay fees before registering their children in any school.
I want to reiterate again that education is free in Rivers State. We have not authorized the collection of any amount of money from any students in public schools, across the state. Make an official report, then I will swing into action. Because as far as I'm concerned, the government of the state headed by Sir Asmila Ifubra has not authorized the collection of any fee of any sort, because the continuity and consolidation mantra has it that education is free in Rivers State.
Well, Professor Mom also frowned at the non-maintenance of facilities in public schools.
So the principal or the head teacher, as the case may be, is supposed to bring report to the zonal offices. We have zonal offices of the ministry, zonal offices of the schools board, both the junior secondary schools board, the UBE, as well as the senior secondary schools board. Now, the zonal directors bring this information to the office of the commissioner, where we process this information and take necessary actions. So, like I said, I cannot sit in my office and know all that is happening. That's why I've set this committee again to go back and check out, the status or the state of these schools.
In the meantime, an educationist, Ben Nyewusira, says there is a need for communities to also be involved in safeguarding and securing infrastructures provided by the government to schools. Dr. Nyewusira, who is also a lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt, said this on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire.
Education is too important to be left solely in the hands of government, and so the involvement of the communities will be required if we need to secure some of those infrastructure. We need some form of collaboration from members of the community, because they are the people who are actually doing this vandalization. People hardly come from outside. And
still to come, Rivers State Chief Judge charges newly appointed magistrates to stay committed to delivering justice. Stay tuned.
The Department of Private
Zamadi has charged newly appointed magistrates to ensure that they are committed to delivering justice. Well, Justice Chibuzo Amadi gave the charge at the opening of a 2-day workshop for the new magistrates of the Rivers State Judiciary at the Justice Mary Odili Judicial Institute. He said the roles of magistrates are important in safeguarding the rights of individuals.
As we delve into topics ranging from evidence-based decision-making and ethical considerations to procedural reforms and the intersection of technology with the legal process, let us remember that our commitment to justice is unwavering. The principles of impartiality and respect for the law form the bedrock upon which our judicial system stands, and it is our responsibility to carry these principles forward in our daily endeavors.
Well, earlier, the administrator of Justice Mary Odili Judicial Institute, Justice Anwori Ken Chikere, in her opening remark, stressed the need for magistrates to be updated on the rules of practice.
Ensure that there is a quick dispensation of justice, because when justice is quickly delivered, public confidence will grow and the path of justice is assured. In order to achieve this lofty goal, newly appointed magistrates must firstly, as a matter of law, be given updated laws and rules of practice. This, no doubt, can easily empower them to be abreast with the laws and quickly dispense justice to all.
In business, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Simon Lalong, has urged the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, to fully embrace dialogue as it seeks to resolve issues bordering on the removal of petrol subsidy. Mr. Lalong said past industrial actions by labour unions have had adverse effects on the country's economy. Well, the minister stated this in Abuja today at the meeting with the leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress aimed at stopping organised labour from embarking on another industrial action. Well, this is the second meeting since the NLC suspended its 2-day warning strike 2 weeks ago. Satellite television DSTV says it is offering a special package called the DSTV Prestige. A statement from DSTV said it is turning its focus to the world of luxury, where exclusivity reigns and customers seek more than just products to create unique and exclusive experiences. The DSTV Prestige special package has 1 year of non-stop premium entertainment, VVIP customer service, a limited edition gold decoder, and exclusive lifestyle benefits. The statement said subscribers will enjoy exclusive discounts from Swatch, Nike, Eco Hotel, Polo Luxury, MedPlus, Tommy Hilfiger, Adidas, and others. The statement also said that the DSTV Prestige is a true embodiment of exclusivity and special treatment, and it urged those interested to visit dstv.com/prestige to sign up. In entertainment, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Idowu Owohunwa, has inaugurated a special investigative team over the death of singer Mohbad. While speaking at the inauguration today, CP Owohunwa said all videos from social media have been compiled and will serve as tools for the investigation into the alleged torture and death of the singer. In sports, Manchester City begin the defense of their Champions League title this week as the group stage gets underway. Pep Guardiola's side are joined by Arsenal, Manchester United and Newcastle from the Premier League. Well, Newcastle is making their return after a 20-year absence.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
China's top diplomat Wang Yi is visiting Russia for security talks as Moscow seeks continued support for its war on Ukraine. Well, Beijing, which is a close ally of Moscow, is being accused of supporting Russia indirectly during the war, which it denies. His visit comes after Vladimir Putin met North Korea's Kim Jong-un amid U.S. fears that they could strike an arms deal. Well, Russian media said Mr. Wang's trip will also lay the ground for Mr. Putin to make a landmark visit to Beijing soon. On the news this evening, you heard that an environmentalist says an impact assessment is ongoing at the oil spill site in Aleto, Eleme local government area of Rivers State. A security analyst has linked the rising insecurity in Rivers State to the 2023 elections. The IGP has ordered a swift operation to curb Ogun cult killings, and the police have inaugurated a special investigation team to probe singer Mohbad's death. Labour Minister and NLC are in a meeting to stop another industrial strike. On the foreign scene, China has sent a top envoy, Wang Yi, to Russia for security talks. The news was edited by Martha Okerinkem. Rain in Port Harcourt this evening. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. Remember, peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.